We need to be prepared, and we need to know our role as the body of Christ as it relates to voting, as it relates to the direction of our nation. Ballots are arriving soon, so let's talk about voting biblically. We're going to look biblically and examine two primary political party platforms, the Democrats and the Republicans. We're going to look at their practices and their beliefs. We're going to look at what they are committing to do and what they are doing. Why? Because we need to be aware when we take God into the voting booth what we are empowering. If we vote for a candidate who supports abortion, then we empower abortion. If we vote for a candidate or a party that supports abortion, we with our vote have just empowered abortion. So we're going to run through several issues. Issue number one, sanctity of human life. Abortion is murder. In their own words, Democrat platform. This is in their own words. Quote, we believe unequivocally, like the majority of Americans, I don't know about that, but they say so, like the majority of Americans, that every woman should be able to access high-quality reproductive health services, including safe and legal abortion. Every woman should be able to access abortion, is what they're saying. We will repeal the Title X domestic gag rule and restore federal funding for Planned Parenthood, which they've already done under Biden. Democrats, in black and white, in their platform, are saying, we want to make sure abortion is available for every and any woman. We're going to not only protect that right, but we're going to make sure that the federal government funds these abortions. Republican platform, in their own words. We assert the sanctity of human life and affirm the unborn child has a fundamental right to life which cannot be infringed. We support a human life amendment to the Constitution and legal legislation to make it clear that the 14th Amendment's protections apply to children before birth. Let's go to issue number two, sexual orientation and gender identity. Democratic practices are this, and this is from a recent news report. Biden administration, and maybe you read articles such as this, Biden administration endorses transgender youth sex change operations. Youth sex change operations. Hormone therapy continues. White House encourages gender reassignment surgery, puberty blockers, hormone therapy for transgender minors. That's children. That's kids. Leadership of the Democratic Party wants to alter our children's sexual organs. They just do. They have a fixation on it right now. This past Thursday, every Democrat in Congress voted to block legislation that would have required parental consent before a school can talk to your child about sexual orientation. I'm just saying, this is going on real time right now. It's going fast right now. That's why we're talking about this. This is the real world. This isn't fantasy land that we see on television and social media. This is real world, real people, real consequences. Issue number three, critical race theory, also known as CRT. And you're oppressed or you're an oppressor based on three primary things: the color of your skin, your gender, or your sexual orientation. Issue number four is educational choice. God gives parents the responsibility to raise their children. One party, and the candidates that represent that party, they want government control, and the other, they want parental control. So why is a pastor talking about this? Because I think God cares about what's going on with the kids in this state and in this nation. I think God cares about those little kids. He says, bring the little children to me. He cares about them. He knit them together in their mother's womb. He didn't create them for this garbage to be groomed in this way by perverted adults with agendas and messed up ideology. He didn't create them for this. He created them fearfully and wonderfully. He made them to glorify Him, to know Him, and to enjoy Him forever. Do you think God's okay with the church just remaining silent and not talking about this stuff and sticking our head in the sand and going, la, 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 we don't want to talk about this. Let's just talk about the gospel. And then when we get Jesus, we'll just keep him here to ourselves in our own four walls and we'll let the rest of the world just go to hell? I mean, is this what it's all about? No. We got to talk about this stuff, though. Ephesians 5:11 have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness. Okay, that's part one. But then it goes on, but rather expose them. Our vote for these candidates, for these parties, is going to empower what they're promising to do. Here's the reality. The Democrat Party, they're self-described progressives. They've progressed a very long way from God. Read their platform. Read their speeches. Listen to what they say and watch what they do. They even treat the church as non-essential. But it's no accident that the Democrats are where they are with their platform. It's a natural extension of their ideologies. And they've been decisive and purposeful in distancing themselves and this nation from God. And I'm not just spinning something here. I'm just talking from the facts. In the 2020 convention, the 2020 Democrat convention, they purposefully removed in the Pledge of Allegiance the term under God. I'm not saying the Republican Party is perfect. And if the shoe was on the other foot, if it was on the Republican foot, I'd be calling them out in a heartbeat. This isn't about whether you're red or blue. This isn't about whether you've got an R next to your name or a D next to your name. This is just about what's right and wrong. You can't separate your vote from your spiritual condition. You can't be double-minded. Dietrich Bonhoeffer says that silence in the face of evil is evil itself. Silence in the face of evil is evil itself. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act. And I'm going to just add, not to vote is to vote. I want to end with this. We should be concerned with what's going on around us. We have to be. We should be concerned with the condition of our education system. We should be concerned about what's happening as it relates to abortion. We should be concerned with the condition of the perversion that's happening in our culture around us today. We should be very concerned about all that. But there is one thing that remains. Jesus is on the throne.